Welcome to Autoframe Podcast, a first digital art show of its kind in this region. Here we're going to bring artists, art curators, influential people within the art industry to share their insights, give us advice. My goal and my promise is that we're going to support local artists, help build a platform from them, and let's grow together. So please stay tuned because exciting things are coming your way.
3, 2, 1.
All right, and today we're making history finally with this type of podcast, the digital art podcast in Dubai. Episode number 1, it's called Driven by Design. And the name is not here by coincidence because in front of me is an amazing artist, Benjamin Ibanda. And he's the guy who's obsessed with cars and he turned his passion from cars, he poured it into his art. We're going to go through all of that. Benjamin, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. And it's really exciting to be here and to be part of the first episode.
It's so funny. Like I think the behind the scenes were a bit more relaxed, but let's let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you're our first guest. You're our first guest. So
I'm humbled.
I hope you're going to be, when we reach 1 million, you're going to be the 1 million guest as well.
Of course.
So I want to start without... before I go into your story, because you have an amazing story behind you, I want to start with some fire questions for you.
Okay,
I'm going to put you on the spot, and I hope you'll have some answers for us. Okay. All right? First one, best car cafe in Dubai?
Driven,
yeah?
Yes.
But the Dubai one or Abu Dhabi one?
I'll say Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi,
Yes.
Oh, why?
I haven't checked out the one in Dubai, but the one in Abu Dhabi, I mean, the ambience is really good. The food is amazing. And also the people there. They're really, really nice.
Okay, so you've not been on Blue Waters on this one, no?
No, I haven't yet checked
now we
it
have a
out.
spot after the episode where we go. Okay.
Okay.
Best supercar club in Dubai?
I'll be biased. Group 63.
Group 63, yes. Benjamin has been a big part of Group 63, so
Yeah.
of course. All right. Your favorite gallery in Dubai?
Favorite gallery?
Yeah.
I think FRMD Digital Gallery.
Digital gallery. This was such a plug in the episode. All right. Thank you for this. Okay, what would you say is the best event for car enthusiasts in Dubai? Like throughout the year, what is the best time to come to Dubai and what is the best event?
Well, there's a couple of events around the year. So, I mean, it depends on also what you would like personally. But in my opinion, there's so many. There are motorsporting events in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And there's also, Group 63 events, obviously. There's 2555 Supercars Circle. There's also Supercar Majlis.
What do you think then? It's not about events, yeah? It's about community. It's about what?
Yes, it's about community because here supercars are like a culture. It's like inborn and everyone feels, affiliated in a way. We all love cars in one way or the other because it's what we use. But to take it to another level, I mean, that's where the supercar culture comes in. Where you see the Skittles, the colorful cars.
Yeah, the Skittles.
Yeah.
I see. You have some Skittles in your art as well. Yeah, you do. You for sure do. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
Uganda versus Dubai.
East or West, home is best. So Uganda for me.
Uganda, yeah?
Yeah, but I mean, Dubai has also come to be a second home for me. And I really appreciate it. So both have their advantages or their strengths. But we can all acknowledge that Dubai is number one in so many things. So much as East or West is home is best, but Dubai is still number one.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go really more into your story. And I've heard that you've made so much money in 1 hour over Twitter selling your art.
Yeah.
And actually that was motivation for you to move from Uganda, make the move from Uganda to Dubai.
Yeah.
Can you share if this story is true and maybe a little bit of spicy details there?
Okay, so when COVID happened, that was in 2020, I used to work for the central bank of my country, Bank of Uganda. However, the program under which I was with the bank, unfortunately, was phased out. So I was left with either continuing online with my studies, which I did.
What was the studies?
I was doing business administration at Uganda Christian University, Kampala campus. And during that time, also the university had transitioned to online studies. So in my free time, I decided to explore my art further. And by that time, crypto and NFTs were starting to become a big buzz around, online, Twitter. And one of my friends, she's called Vanessa.
Shout out to Vanessa.
Yeah, shout out to her. She got me interested in the whole NFT aspect, and I came across a couple of other artists around the world, like Beeple, who at that time had actually sold a piece for $69 million.
Yeah, I know.
And I liked his story because he has been drawing for the past 14 years, if I'm not wrong, every single day.
He or you? You have
Him,
yeah,
without
all
fail.
right.
Even up to now, he still draws every day. So I was inspired because, for one, my late father he was so key on discipline. And I also wanted to exercise that kind of discipline of setting something and then following through. So I decided to draw every single day in 2021 for 365 days. So I started the challenge day 1 to day 152 using traditional materials like colors, crayons, pencil sketches. And after that, I transitioned into digital art, where I was using my iPhone at that time to actually draw with my finger. So I actually continued with the phone since it was also easier. I could do it anywhere I was. And I used to post every single day right after I finished drawing.
So, where did you post?
On Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah?
Yes. So
why you chose Twitter?
Because the NFT community is so strong on Twitter and crypto. In terms of crypto, it's the best place to be at to get latest news, latest events, and things of that nature. And some of the top collectors usually spend most of their time on Twitter. So it made sense for me to actually put it there. You never know what could happen. So it was about maybe 6-8 days after I finished the challenge that I was home drawing actually on an iPad, because I had just gotten an iPad. Still, shout out to Vanessa. She hooked me up with an iPad, and she asked me to join a space which she was in with Rag Radio and with one of their founders, Farouk. Farouk is a top collector in the NFT space, and they called me up to talk about my story, my journey creating 365 artworks from a third world country, and what my takeaways were from the whole challenge, my difficulties along the way, and what my future steps would be. So that particular Twitter space was all about discovering artists, discovering NFT projects, and buying them out. So there were different artists that actually sold out, and I was humbled to be among
one of them. Yeah.
Yes.
How many people were on the space?
They were close to 1,000 and more.
And it was like what? Collectors? It was
collectors, NFT enthusiasts. And before you know it, all the pieces were bought on the spot.
What is the time frame? Like 1 hour?
It was, well, while we were speaking, Farouk and his friends were actually buying. So I kept seeing notifications, your NFT sold, your NFT sold. And I'm like, what? So I even lost track of the space, and I was like, man, my pieces are going like crazy. And it was really emotional because it actually opened my eyes to, one, the fact that if I continued down this road, there would be more opportunities that would open up. But most importantly, it also was a way to show people from my country that certain things are possible. I mean, if an artist was not known then could get that, I mean, they could also believe in themselves that they could achieve more. So for me, it was like one of those moments that actually emphasized or solidified the fact that if I just continued with art, bigger things will come around. And here I am in Dubai.
Congrats on this. Welcome,
Thank
welcome.
you, thank you.
Welcome. Super cool, super cool. I want to, I know that I've seen a lot of your work. We work together, so I know that you don't do only cars. But I
Yes.
have to stay on this topic because we have some of your pieces behind.
Yeah.
When you're doing your art, are you approaching it more from like your artistic vision, or maybe like what is the actual engineering of the car, or like what is the approach? Is it more from your vision or more towards design of the car itself?
Okay, so it's both. One, I must say that the cars have been an extension of our personal, say, interests, tastes, and preferences. So whenever I get in front of a car or see a car, it's like a statement from, let me say, the person who owns it. They're trying to communicate something. Maybe it's a symbol of, pride that they achieved a certain milestone. Maybe it's a way of looking at design, creating. So for me, it's infusing both that vision and my vision in terms of how I am feeling, or based on what I have seen, the things that are around me, and bringing every element together to bring out a piece of art. But most importantly, telling a story in every artwork that I create.
Actually, I think you have a really unique point about your art, and why? Because you have a little bit different way of how you present your art often, right?
Yes.
Like on some of the events that I've visited, when your art was there's usually a small piece of something right next to your artwork.
Yes.
What do you usually exhibit next to your art piece?
So every artwork around Supercars is usually tied to the actual car, physical car. And my very first exhibition here in Dubai, it was at the Dubai International Horse Fair, where His Highness Sheikh Mohammed.
Where was this?
Dubai World Trade Center.
World Trade Center. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, was one of the people that saw my work in person. And with the exhibition, I had 5 artworks of supercars and an actual supercar, McLaren Elva.
Oh, all right, all right. And what he stopped?
Yes, he
spoke briefly?
stopped, and he made a nod.
It means a lot. Yeah, it means a lot.
It means a lot. And one of the people from the team actually approached me and requested for my details. So
super cool.
it was quite, a moment of joy that someone of his status can see my work, and for me, I don't take it for granted at all.
I see.
Yes,
I see.
and I believe I am the first artist from my country who has had such an opportunity to have my work in front of the ruler of Dubai.
Imagine. Congrats on this, really.
Thank you very
Super
much.
cool. No, it's a unique value proposition, like for any event or for anything actually, because it's an actual supercar. The car itself, it's like it draws attention of the people, brings them in, and then they can enjoy the addition of the art. It's super cool. I mean, the car community, like they love everything that is connected to their cars. Is it like custom bags? One of our friends just got a custom bag for exactly matching the interior of the car, etc. So they love anything that is attached to that. So you think like finding your market as an artist in Dubai, is it through car community mostly?
Well, there's always an element of them liking cars, because the people that I have gotten to talk with and to actually do work for love these cars. They cherish their cars. I might say it's like their second wife. So they love the cars, and whatever way they can showcase that love, that's where I come in.
I see. All right, but I think you didn't start from automotive art, right?
No, not at all.
What is your start actually?
So, like every other artist, there's some pieces you just draw out of, just fun, playing with colors, paint, scribbles. So I used to draw portraits. I used to draw animals as well, since Uganda is highly vegetative with nature and animals. So that plays a major role in what the artists inspiration is. So most of the artists from my country are usually showcasing the rich culture from the different tribes and clans that are there, or from nature. And for me, it was that portraits, but yet again, I used not to love them so much because some of the clients I had interfaced used to want their face precise, like a photocopy of exactly their photo. And with my style, it's more of abstract, it's colorful, it's filled with energy. And I just wanted to showcase that you can have a portrait, or you can have an artwork that is rich with color, with designs, and that can speak a story in a different way. Yes.
Okay, I wanna dig deeper a little bit.
Okay.
Dig deeper a little bit. So, who was Benjamin in high school? Like beginning of high school?
So in high school, I went to King's College Budo, which is one of the top traditional schools in my country. It was a school that was founded by the British in my country. And it was a school that the sons of kings in my country used to go to. So that's why it's called King's College Budo.
Oh, in the same time as when you were going as well?
No, it was way
Ah,
before.
way before. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I went to King's College Budo all my 6 years, that is high school. And the first 4 years, I was basically going through the phase of high school, teenagehood. But everything changed when my dad passed away. He passed away from cancer, and that's when reality hit that, I have to step up and become better individual.
When was that?
It
how
was
old were you?
in 2013. I was in my senior two. In fact, I had just gotten back to school for my second term. And then the very next morning at around 6 a.m., one of my uncles came to school. I was like, what's going on? And they were like, unfortunately, your father has passed away. You'll have to leave school, and we go and start burial arrangements. So it was just after I had gone back to school, the very next day.
Super sorry to hear that, really.
Yeah, but
Imagine.
I mean, everything is a blessing in disguise. That then it woke me up to actually become the best version, because one, I come from a family of 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. And me being the second born, I had to be the best version of myself for them, as well as to show my mom that irrespective of what's happening, at least there is hope that whatever input or resources that she's putting towards us, they're going to the best cause. And she's proud of that. So I had to step up my studies, and in my A level, which is advanced level, my last 2 years of high school, I started taking part in different competitions in school, one being the DSTV Utelsat Star Awards.
What is that?
It was a competition held by one of the biggest, by then, TV providers in the whole of Africa. It's in most of the African countries, and what they would do is every year they would hold an event or a competition for artists and writers to showcase their skill, and from that they would pick the best from every country that would go ahead and compete continental-wise, and from that they would pick the best too. So in my country, I emerged as the first, and in Africa, I emerged the second.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
All right.
so that was through my art, as I mentioned, and the prize for the first was to go to France fully paid with a +1, and the second runner-up, which was me, was a fully paid trip to South Africa with a +1 to visit the headquarters.
All right. But you
Yes.
have a big family. Who did you bring with you?
Well, at that time, my brothers were still young, and another brother of mine was really busy, so I had to go with a cousin of mine.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yes.
How was it? How was South Africa?
It was amazing. The people were really, really welcoming. The food was amazing. The
Right.
culture in South Africa is really, really vibrant with colors everywhere, their culture wear. And most of the new trends, for example, in music with Amapiano, that's still South Africa. With design, they have some of the top artists around the world still come from South Africa. So, I mean, South Africa is really nice. I'd love to go back again.
You have some opinion, like which country in the world produces the biggest amount of artists, like the most talented artists, not just like drawings or paintings or whatever, like singers, actors, whatever. What do you think?
In my opinion, West Africa. I made, not to limit myself to just one country, but it's a variety. You know, today it will be Nigeria, it will be Ghana, it will be South Africa.
So you're not going to like US or nothing like that.
Well, everything starts from Africa, I believe so.
Oh, really?
Africa is really gifted. It's rich with resources. So, I mean, when you look at even culture trends, be it in fashion, be it in music, be it, there's an element of Africa, much as they may not put it forward, but I believe Africa plays a strong role in some of the major trends that come out in the world. Yes.
Interesting, really. Okay.
Yes, so I was still mentioning how I got to who I was in high school. So in my studies, I ended up also being one of the top students in school. And from that trip, that experience of being the first in my country and second in Africa, I really, really poured that confidence that I had gotten into these other areas of my life, like studies. And by the time I finished, I was among the top students, one from the school and in the country. And I was also the best artist in my final year in the school.
Nice.
Yes, so
shout out to some of the professors. Like you remember?
Yes, my art. Yes,
Was there some like professors who you really bonded with, or?
Yes, there was one lady, two actually, who were my art teachers, and they were really, really supportive of what I was doing because they would tell me what to improve, how I can be better. So their input, their advice, I believe, has been monumental to who I am today. And it carries along. I mean, I am what I am today because of them.
Really?
Yes. So after high school, I went to university, and it still played. I still had to continue, with being the best in my studies, all the way to my final year, being the best student in my class with first class honors in business. And yes.
To now being the best automotive artist in Dubai,
Yes.
This is for sure true. Super cool then. Okay, let's talk a little bit about business then, because you have a major in that then.
Yes.
So how do you apply, like, coming to Dubai, it can be so exciting. You come to Dubai, you try to find your market, you think about different strategies and so on. Some you think might work, but it's completely opposite. You hit like a wall.
Yeah.
But out of the blue, something works. Like, what are some, like, for... Actually, let me rephrase the question. What advice you would give other artists trying to find their clients, their collectors here in Dubai?
Well, based on my experience, one would be finding your niche, because much as you would like to have everyone have a piece of your art, you still have to have a segment with which you are positioned. So identifying what your niche is would be the first step.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you think it limits you? Like, did you limit yourself because you see, okay, this niche works for me, I'm going to go there because there is money there, and I'm not going to focus on other creative parts? Or you didn't make such decision?
There was a quote I listened to sometime that I had, which goes, riches are in the niches. So when you niche yourself, you become the best at it. You focus, you laser focus.
Yeah.
And your energies are directed towards one goal, one purpose. And it's easier that way to master one thing, become the best at it, and then point to others. I don't want to say that other, let me say, genres or styles don't come into play, but I can incorporate portraits in what I do. I can incorporate human figure in my art. But at the end of the day, when you say Benjamin, they will link you directly to cars, which is easier in case someone needs, let me say, an artwork done. And for me, it also helps me learn more about the industry and what more ways I can bring value to them, since I am targeting that niche in particular.
I
Yes.
see. You know, I'll give you just a quick story. When I first came to Dubai, and I knew nobody really. I knew nobody. And what was my idea? Okay, let's open some meet up or like other applications. Let's see what events are happening in like crypto industry, digital art, and so on. And the first event, I like signed up. I was so excited. I came. It was like some, I don't know, some trading event. I was there. Professor was there, and two more people that had no idea about trading or anything. They were not from the industry at all. And it was like, okay, this is Dubai. I was supposed to become like to the hub of like things happening. Like a lot of people are here and so on. And anyways, like, okay, it was one event. Next day, I signed up for 2, 3 events. I went to all of them. Like there was no people there. Finally, after like maybe 5th, 6th, 7th event, I met one guy. And then this guy told me, oh, you know, there is an event happening in 3 hours from now. You should come. Then he brought me to this new event. There we connected with like more people. The following week, I had like 5 events with bunch of people, like community. I finally met the community. It finally kind of started, you know, like connection started. But so I don't know, like when somebody just comes and they want to start getting to know the right people for them in Dubai, what would you suggest? Is it going to events? Is it maybe, I don't know, hitting them up through DMs on Instagram? Is it doing some LinkedIn messages? Is it what? What do you think? What is your experience actually?
Well, based on what you've just told me, your story, I would say when you're beginning, you have to try a couple of things out to find what sticks, what works and what doesn't work. So for you, you had to go to different events to actually find what your best fit is.
Yeah.
And that's also part of discovery, where you try different things to find out what actually works for you. So even I, as an artist coming to Dubai, I used to go to these same events. I used to go, as long as it had an element of something I had, an interest, may not be so strong or passionate, but just an interest. You go there, you don't know what happens. And just like your story, you met one person now led you to other people, and other people have, you know, contributed in a way to where you are right now. You discovered what you can add value to and what may not be the best fit for you. So it would be going out to different events. And also, I believe Dubai is very good for networking. This is where you can meet so many millionaires or billionaires without layers of protocol or barriers. So just going to them, because you never know. Some of the people, ideally, I have met who are influential in their own capacity have been through events, random events, you know, where you're like, let me just try this out.
Let
you
me say
never
hello,
know.
yeah.
Yes, you never know.
Actually, this is a really important point you've made. Like access to such people, it's much more open than for example, I'm from Croatia. In Croatia, you would not get access. There is no such people, you know, and even if there are, how do you get to them? It's super difficult.
That's true. Same in my country. There is usually barriers to get to them, or like specific people you have to either talk to, you know, just to reach there. And it may not even be guaranteed that the person you've talked to would be the right person to get you there.
Yeah.
And yet here it's like you walk in the room and he's just standing right there.
Super. You know, I want to bring focus back on you and on your art. Can you give us, like, can you name drop a few? I know that you've worked with a lot of brands.
Okay.
Name drop a few super cool brands that you've worked with. Yeah, just name a few examples.
So I have worked with Etihad Airways. I have worked with Group 63, which is Mercedes-Benz affiliated. It's a supercar brand.
It's the biggest AMG group, actually.
Group in the world. I have worked with 2555 Supercar Circle. I have worked with the Bethune watches.
So you were drawing some watches for them, for their collections?
Yeah, so this is, let me just divert a bit
Please
and
do.
tell you. So in 2023, when I was in my country, I decided to challenge myself to go deeper into the watch industry and just draw some of the cool watches that I was seeing. And I found a couple of brands that are really creative, one in their approach to designing watches. So De Bethune was one of them. There is Constantine Chaikin, Janus Watches, MB&F. And I used to draw these pieces just out of fun. Long story short, when I came back to Dubai in November, same year, there was Dubai Watch Week. And I went to these brands because they were exhibiting, and I showed them some of the pieces I had posted on my Instagram. And they were really surprised that the pieces they were looking at as the artist. They were like, "You're the one who draws this." And I was like, "Yes." So the Bethune there and then liked the piece that I had done for them, and they requested to have it. So there and then I
All right,
gave
so
it to
you
them.
just
Yeah.
you just spilled another strategy for us. Like,
Yeah.
okay, do something for a specific brand, yeah?
Yes. So you give,
You
there are
give value first, right?
Yes, there are certain principles that I have come to appreciate, where it's give to receive. So you first give and then you receive. So by then I wasn't looking at making money at first. I was doing this out of fun. But to see such brands or some of the owners or CEOs of these brands appreciating what I was doing, it was because I gave them value first. And also posting on your socials, because you never know who is watching. I was also surprised that I thought back then they weren't seeing my work, but when I met them in person,
They
were
already
like, yes,
they
were like,
already knew. They already saw it before.
they saw the work because I used to post every time I
I
would.
missed this part.
Yes,
Imagine.
so they would get surprised that you are the ones. They would put the face to the art. They're like, "You're the artist behind this." I'm like, "Yes, I was the one who did it."
So they gave you one watch. Where is it?
No, they gave me
should.
a very nice limited edition bag by De Bethune.
Oh, nice, nice.
Collector's book based on all the pieces they have made, watches they have made. There was a cup as well. And yeah, at least there was also a connection now that was established. And there were other brands that I also approached and showcased the work that I had done around their watches, like Janus Watches, Constantine Chaikin. I met Maximilian Boussard, the founder of MB&F Watches. And MB&F Watches recently has been acquired by Chanel.
Oh, I
A
didn't
stake
know.
in it, yes. So it's now big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then other brands are Emera Watches. It's also an upcoming brand, watch brand from Switzerland. I have also worked with Mercedes-Benz and yeah.
Actually, we have together actually a really fun upcoming. I don't know if we can share already our plans for Formula One.
Well, I guess so. Just a snippet of what's
Okay.
about to happen, but we have something exciting with FRMD here.
Yeah.
In regards to showcasing art and the product itself as digital art screens that artists just like myself all around the world can showcase their artworks in a more luxurious and more stylish way. So Formula One, you'll see us there.
It's gonna be super cool combination. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I wanted to ask you this: you as an artist, how did you before like exhibit your digital art? Or for example, your collectors, they bought a digital piece, your NFTs.
Yes.
How did they enjoy it? What did they do with that?
Well, before it's been more of them keeping it in their wallets, their crypto wallets, and some would request to have printouts of the artwork. However, now that I met you and the product that you're developing, I have come to realize that it's a more luxurious way to showcase digital art. You can showcase it from any part of the world that you're in. You can showcase animations, videos,
Right.
mention it, but in a more, may I say, exquisite way.
But do you feel like you know why I ask? my experience,
Yeah.
NFT owners, they don't care about enjoying their art. They just care about making profit, like reselling their NFTs, you know?
Yeah.
What is your experience? Because you have collectors who really enjoy your art, you know? Or they have the same like mindset of just reselling your art, or maybe they're collectors for a long term and they continue buying your pieces. What type of collectors do you have, you know?
Well, the ones that have collected up to now still hold.
Mm-hmm.
And why I must say this, that tomorrow, who knows? Tomorrow I might be a big artist, who knows?
Yeah.
But it's these initial artworks that one creates in their journey in the beginning that I believe hold a lot of value.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been fortunate enough to have collectors who, one, believe in the vision that I have to continue creating. And there's a sense of pride as an individual or a collector that you have when you have the first pieces that an artist collected. Imagine the pride if Picasso was still alive, that the original collectors would have. I know there are some who perhaps are still alive who collected his work then, but the joy of knowing that you were the first person to collect this artist before they blow up, I mean, that speaks something. One, you have an eye for, you're a visionary in a way that, you can take a bet or a leap of faith on in someone that tomorrow there will be a big hit. It may not be about the monetary value, because I've seen this, that most of them want to flip, but it goes beyond just money, because money can be created out of anything. And we have seen that with crypto. We have seen that with, how money has transitioned from cowrie shells. Back then they used to exchange salt for things. So now with paper, but now it's digital. So NFTs being a medium of exchange has also proven to be a way to create value out of nothing. Digital art that wasn't really so, may I say,
You may say.
considered as something of great value has now been given value. So for the most part, most people want to make a profit, but for the few that really appreciate the time and effort that artists put into their work, they really, really make it worthwhile to keep creating.
I want to ask you more about your actually creative process and how much work. For example, we have one now; it's just gone. We have another piece right here. For example, for this specific piece, have you used any like AI tools to help you, or this is purely just your work?
No, so it's purely drawn from start to finish with Procreate. I use Procreate, and also the developers and founders of Procreate recently put out a video saying that they will not integrate AI into their application. Because AI, in my opinion, is like any other tool. It just enhances what you already have in mind or the creativity you have, but solely not using it as the imagination. There's something I believe as an artist that God-given capabilities cannot be replaced by AI. And why I say that is because it took someone's mind, which God gave them, to create AI. So it still starts from the mind towards these tools that God has given us. So even creating these pieces, it's still a God-given talent. And I just use AI once in a while just to keep updated and also to see how I can incorporate it. But most of my pieces, if not all, 98, 99% of them are drawn from start to finish. Yes.
Okay, so you use Procreate, and I always see you with your iPad. So you
Yes,
draw on your
I
iPad.
have it
yeah?
here as well.
Your iPad is. Does it have a name? I think it should, because it's like
I
your
need
companion.
to
You
name
know,
it.
it's your companion all the way.
Yes.
Yeah. So you use iPad. You use Procreate. Or
Yes.
what's the name?
Procreate.
Procreate. Yeah.
Yes. So it was also the application. Remember when I mentioned my 365 days of drawing, when I was drawing on my iPhone, it also has a mobile app for mobile phones, particularly iOS. that I used. By then, a finger was the best tool to draw with. So
Imagine with a finger, really.
yeah, I had to finger my phone.
Okay. This we should put this in the start of the episode, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So beside you have to finger your phone. This is
Yeah.
so steps of how to steps of your creative process is like fingering your phone. Second one, using AI it at 1% of the time.
Well, maybe just to get a feel of what a sketch would be. But most times, I also have like notebooks. So where I capture ideas really quickly and in a rough way. Also on my iPad, I do the same. But there's something to sketching with a pen and a paper. It's not the same as on iPad. So most times it's first the quick sketches in either the book or the iPad, and then I go ahead to look for images that I can use as a mood board. That's like from Pinterest or Instagram or even in nature. But most of the time, I usually go out to these different car dealerships here in Dubai or car events where I actually see and feel the car. And from that experience, I can then create. So even when you go on my Instagram, you'll see some of my videos where I actually go to like a dealership. I showcase the car, the actual car, and the interior, the outside. And then from that, based on what I feel or the creative juice where it's flowing to, I get to create. But most times I would love to feel and see the car in person so that I can express my raw emotions based on actual experience, not just from a picture, but from the actual experience.
Really cool.
Yeah.
What is your favorite car then? Actually, I completely didn't ask this. What is your dream car? Let's go.
I think
Actually, maybe it's different. Sorry. What is your favorite car? What is your favorite car to draw?
I hope someone who is listening to this is willing to send me a car.
All right.
Okay, so my favorite.
ask.
Yeah, it's a small ask for car collectors out there.
We're in Dubai, you know.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Man, I love so many cars. Where can I start? They are classics. They're the modern.
Okay, let's go from modern from. Then give us two.
Okay. I will segment them.
Right.
I have seen brands that actually customize cars, which I really love. So I'll shout them out. This is not paid in any way, but feel free to pay us for shouting you out.
Yeah.
So there's Mansory, there's
right.
Brabus, and some of the cars that I have seen them make. I've seen some beautiful cars from Mansory. Man, they're quite something.
The 6-wheel G-Wagon, like
Oh my
at the Dubai boat show, right?
Boat show, yes.
Imagine.
Crazy cars out there. And I love the, sorry to go off track, but Mansory and Brabus are some customizing houses that really show how to turn an ordinary car into an artwork. And that's something that I also love also when I'm creating my artworks, that yes, you may be driving a Porsche, a Mercedes-Benz, a BMW, a McLaren, a Ferrari, name it, but injecting personality, style, creativity into it makes it the work of art. Yes, the companies might build the car in terms of performance. That's an art in itself. However, these other customizations, the enhancement, the sound, it's just something extraordinary, man.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the cars that I would love, I mean, if I was to start a collection today, one, obviously the G63 doesn't miss.
All right.
Of course, that it has to.
Yeah.
Maybe an SLS, C63 Black Series, Project One.
I think you have it on your phone, right?
Yes.
Still?
Yes, I still
The
have
Black
it.
Series, yeah?
Yes, I do have it. We'd go to the GT3 RS as well.
So we're in the family. We're keeping it in the family.
Yeah. Which other cars? There's so many. I mean, if the budget was unlimited, I mean, I'd have more than 100 cars
Oh,
to
really?
be in.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe one day. 812 Ferrari. There's so many cars, man.
Yeah.
There's so many cars.
You know what I really love about you is that you really managed to turn your art into your business as well. You know, it's not it's like what how can I say? A lot of artists are just doing art, maybe too shy to present their art. You know,
Yeah.
they feel like, oh, what people are, the world is gonna judge me. You know,
Yeah.
but it's not your case. You're like happy to present wherever you can. Like you bring it to the showrooms. This is me. This is my work. This is
Yeah.
what I've done. You go to watches. This is me. This is what I've done. How do you break this? Maybe some advice for artists who still cannot make this. They're doing an amazing art, but they're afraid to show it to the world. Do you have some advice how to overcome it?
Based on my experience, I was shy at a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
and I might say that I may not entirely be there in terms of breaking the shyness, because every now and again, with the comparison element, you'll always see someone who is better than you and doing better than you. But for me, it has been a realization that if I do not showcase it, then who will?
I want to finish up with hearing about your goals. Like, what is your next first short-term goal
Okay.
for the end of the year?
So it would be preparing for Formula One and the pieces that I'll be exhibiting with. That is my major focus right now. I mean, what are your goals for the next 2 months, per se?
Well, really, I want to continue doing exactly what we did right now.
Yeah.
I really want to create a platform for digital artists, for local people here who are interested in art, to have a way where we can discuss, we can talk, we can support each other, grow together. So I really hope that we're going to continue and push more and more of this content and bring the community closer, you know?
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Mr. Benjoa, let's finish up for today. Really
Yeah, that's
appreciate
been
you.
amazing. Thank
You're
you
the
so much.
first out of many, I hope. Thank you so
Yes.
much for taking the time and sharing your art with us, for being a beacon of hope, as you said.
Thank you very
And
much.
for all of the artists out, I think your message is an amazing message, especially when you said like even a mistake
Is an
is an
artwork in
artwork
itself.
itself.
Yes.
So let's close up with that. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much as well.
Yeah. Okay, super.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much,
Thank
bro.
you.